I'm gonna need my fellow unseasoned Americans to gather around here and listen to this for a moment because I need you to understand something. You know how we're really used to black and brown people not trusting us because of the fact that we live in a country that has historically been built upon white supremacist ideology and genocide against people of color and slavery and things like that. When this is all over, after witnessing the last 9 months and however many more months into the future before this all ends, of an administration openly enacting white supremacist policies and posting white supremacist memes on official government websites and social media accounts, we are going to have to get used to being trusted by our black and brown friends and family even less than we currently are. Because just like you have to assume that any gun is loaded until you confirm otherwise, they are going to have to assume that we all supported this until we can prove to them otherwise, and in some cases, there will never be adequate proof. Because the fact of the matter is, this is a situation that was created by white people to benefit white people, and now that some white people are learning that this situation really isn't benefiting them as much as they thought it would, they're starting to try to jump ship and pretend that they never supported this. Oh, I just wanted my grocery prices lower. No, motherfucker, you knew what this man was about, and you knew what the people he was appointing were about. You're just realizing that they're focusing on the white supremacy and not the stuff that they were talking about on the campaign trail. They just went full bore into the white supremacy, primarily thanks to Pee Wee German, Stephen Miller, and Christy Lawn Gnome. So we're going to have to accept that when this is over, every black and brown person you meet on the street is going to be giving you the side eye. And I mean, I'm a white man in Florida with a beard. I already get the side eye. Like, let's be honest. I'm a Norse pagan. I stopped wearing my Mjolnir out in public because I didn't want to get associated with the wrong people. So we're going to have to understand that as already we are believed to not be safe, we are going to be believed to be even less safe than they currently believe that we are. Black and brown people already did not trust us before January. They didn't trust us before November 5th. Now, they're really not going to trust us, and we have to be okay with that. It's like how it's all men until it's no men. It's all whites until it's no whites. That's going to have to be how it's going to have to be. And we're going to have to accept that. And the black and brown people in our lives that know us, they might speak up to vouch for us, but they're not required to, and it's not their position. Where we're at right now is where we're at because of centuries of white supremacy. And hopefully, people on this app that have said that this is probably the extinction burst turn out to be right. I hope that this is the extinction burst. But fascism's on a fucking world tour right now. Other countries are having similar problems and reacting to them similar ways. Japan has been having problems with affordability and birth rates and basically all the same problems we're having here. And they did the same thing. They jumped into ultra nationalism. The woman that they elected as prime minister, like, it seems like it's a very progressive thing, and then you realize that she refers to herself as the Japanese Margaret Thatcher. and the Sansito Party is gaining prominence there. I have friends that are Japanese that say, you know what, I really kind of don't think Japan is ready for multiculturalism. Even though multiculturalism is probably the only thing that's going to save Japan right now, because their birth rate is even worse than ours. And it's going to result in Japan basically not having enough workers to replace retiring workers. And then South Korea by 2060 is probably not going to exist anymore because the birth rate is so bad in South Korea that they're just going to disappear. They're going to Thanos snap by 2060. So a lot of countries are dealing with the same problems that the U.S. is dealing with, and they're all going to the same dumb conclusion, which is ultranationalism and basically trying to cut off the rest of the world. And exclusionism is not going to save any of us. So we are going to have to reconcile with the fact that our black and brown friends are not going to trust us, even less than they did before. And we're going to have to put in the work that the generations of white people before us did not put in or did not want to put in, and deconstruct a lot of these things. So we're just going to have to come to terms with that, and it's not going to be easy, but we have to at this point. There's no other way around it. And I felt so compelled to discuss this that I broke my usual format and made an actual talking to the camera video, because I feel like this needed to be said, and I haven't seen anybody else say this yet. So just prepare for the fact that once the dust settles and we've had our Nuremberg Trial 2 Electric Boogaloo, there's going to be a lot of work that us demelanated individuals are going to have to put in to reconcile for everything. So be prepared.